How's it going, guys? Zoro Fanman 124 here, and I'm here today with a new camera. I got the Logitech C920. You might be able to tell. It looks fucking awesome from what I can see right now. It looks really good, so I'm very excited about the visual upgrade. I definitely needed it, so I'm very happy about that. But I'm not here today to talk about that. Let's put that to the side. I'm here today to talk about a disturbing trend in sports that's been frustrating me for many, many, many years and really pissing me off. And that is the pussification slash softness of formerly good sports. And today in particular, I want to talk about two that I feel like has become softer, and that is the NBA and the NFL. So first, I want to start off with the NBA because, in my opinion, it's the worst offender. I mean, in the mid '90s, it was a really tough sport. There were people literally having fistfights on the court. You had teams like the Knicks who were just tough with Oakley and Ewing. A team like that would never survive in today's NBA. Are you kidding me? It's just gotten to the point where if you so much as breathe on somebody when they're driving to the hoop, they call a foul immediately. It's gotten ridiculous. I don't want to see each team have 50 free throws a game. Nobody wants to see free throws. So why has the game become so soft and basically leans towards all these points? Yes, you get more points per game, which people like, but at the same time, you're getting free throws. Nobody wants to see fucking free throws. I'd much rather see a battle in the paint between two power forwards or centers and then see some goddamn free throws. Some dude flopping and then getting free shots. It's gotten to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. Now I can't even watch an NBA game until like the fourth quarter, and then I can say okay, and now I can enjoy it because there may be fouls called, but it's getting intense and who's gonna win the game, that kind of stuff. So in my opinion, the NBA is definitely the worst with it. All these superstars, you got these 265-pound guys flopping all over the place. It's gotten so ridiculous. And I mean, it's due to the rules, really. I can't blame the players for trying to exploit rules. If you so much as touch somebody when they're shooting barely, they call a foul. So, flopping a little bit to kind of, get a foul call, it makes sense considering you want to win the game because the rules are so goddamn pathetic. You guys in the comment section below can judge who you want to judge or who's the worst offenders, the people who make the rules, the officials themselves for basically enforcing these rules, or do you want to blame the players for basically abusing the rules by flopping all the time? Because I see a lot of flopping nowadays. A lot of flopping. And I also really fucking hate when players are constantly complaining to the officials every time that they don't get a call their way, or every time that they don't get a call when they're barely touched on the wrist when taking a shot. It really frustrates me, and it reminds me of soccer. Like, I don't know if you guys watch soccer or football, as they said in many other countries, but yeah, my dad's from Argentina. Soccer is always on at the house, always fucking on. He watches soccer from around the world, so I see a lot of it, and that's the one thing I notice about soccer. A big thing is that they love to fucking complain to the officials. The flopping, number one. Number two is the constantly complain to the officials when they don't get calls their way, or when someone's getting a red card or a fucking yellow card. They're always bitching, complaining. They never accept the judgment of the official. You know what I'm saying? And it really frustrates me. Like, dude, just get back on the field, get back on the court, and shut the fuck up. Stop bitching. And not to hate on soccer too much, but if basketball is going the way of soccer, then it's going to become extremely, extremely soft to the point where I don't think I can watch it anymore. That's not a direction you want to go into. Okay, nobody wants to see that in the United States. You know what I'm saying? You got these big, tough guys, and they're acting like children. Like Dwight Howard does this a lot. And I'm not hating too much on Dwight Howard, but he's always constantly complaining to the officials. I was watching the Knicks versus the Rockets yesterday, and he was bitching and bitching and bitching. Oh my god, I cannot stand it. Like, dude, just stop. Stop it. Stop being a bitch. Please, I beg you. Stop being a bitch. And there are a lot of players that do it. I'm not just talking about Dwight Howard. There are plenty of players that do it because they expect to get a call, because I'm a superstar. I'm going to get a call. So that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous, and it's definitely a major problem within the sport. And I think basketball's really going in the wrong direction. I don't know about you guys. I want to hear your opinions about basketball, but that's pretty much all I have to say about it when it comes to basketball. But it's really frustrating. Okay, so next I want to talk about football. And when I say football, I mean American football, not football, as they would say in other countries, just to clear up that misunderstanding for anybody. But I want to talk about American football and how I feel like it's definitely gone in the wrong direction. At first, I want to say, though, it's obviously not as bad as basketball. It's still a very tough sport, extremely physical. I understand that. I also understand the player safety issues, the fact that people after their careers have brain damage and are really in trouble. all that stuff I do understand, but I feel like they're going about treating this issue in the wrong way. First, I would definitely take care of the people after retirement from football, take care of them financially when it comes to their health issues. I think it's wrong that a lot of these football players are ending up, messed up in the head and really worse off than the normal people just because they played football and they're not getting the care and attention that they need. It's really ridiculous. Um, and instead they're trying to put a band-aid over things. They're saying, okay, no, we're gonna make the kickoff a little bit longer and less than kickoff returns and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna enforce helmet to helmet stuff. That's good. That's all great and whatnot. But at the same time, it's not really addressing the issue. It's just a band-aid. Um, in the grand scheme of things. I mean, football is going to be a physical sport regardless of what they do with it. That's the point of it. Football is football. It's supposed to be physical. It's supposed to be intense. And if you take that away, then it's not really football. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with the whole helmet to helmet thing, although I definitely think it's right, they're not enforcing it the right way. Because now you can see players, they're going in for other players' kneecaps as opposed to going in like up to their shoulders or above the neck or whatever their midsection that they're attacking. They're attacking people's knees, which is saying, okay, we don't want to get concussions for the players, but okay, they're gonna have broken shins and kneecaps instead. It's just no matter what you do, people are gonna find a way to hit you hard. That's just the nature of the sport of football, and to try to make it soft, it's just not going to work, in my opinion, unless you do it the right way. Like right now, you see all these quarterbacks putting up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of yards, all these records, all these things. It's because these cornerbacks can't even play physical against the receivers. That's one thing that I feel like has nothing to do with player safety. It's just a ridiculous rule that I think the NFL wanted to put more points on the board. And it really sucks. I like seeing good defense every now and again. And these corners can't defend these receivers because they're not allowed to touch them. It's the same thing as basketball. You can't even breathe on a receiver, or else they call pass interference. It's absolutely silly. It's silly. It really is crazy. And that's how you see all these quarterbacks having 400 plus yard games and on all this crazy stuff because the defense can't be physical anymore. I feel bad for defenders now. They can't, they can't hit people up here. They can't hit quarterbacks over here, like to the knees or the head. Where can they hit them? Like this, the basic box where you can hit a quarterback has become smaller and smaller and smaller, and I just hate the way they overprotect quarterbacks in particular. It's basically a financial thing. It has nothing to do with player safety. It's silly. It's silly. Like one year Tom Brady gets hurt. I think he was playing the Chiefs, and he got hit in his kneecap. It was a couple of years ago. And they made a rule just for fucking Tom Brady, essentially, saying, "Oh, you can't go low on a quarterback." Like, come on. We get that these people sell a lot of tickets and are very obviously influential with the money that they make for their particular teams. But to change the game because one player got hurt, doesn't that seem a little bit fucking ridiculous? I think it does. I think it does. And in particular, it just has to do with the quarterbacks and the skill position players that get this particular treatment. The defenders don't get this treatment. They don't. It's really a shame. It's really a shame that certain players get benefits over other players, and it's bullshit. It really is. So I just feel like NFL they play favoritism with certain players and with certain positions, I should say. And I feel like when it comes to the rules and their policies, they're going about it the wrong way. I think if they took care of their players while they were playing and after they were playing, when it comes to their health, that would be a good solution. I don't think changing the game from the inside, altogether and just changing the way the game looks is gonna improve the game at all. I'm not saying the NFL is bad right now because obviously it's very good. It's still very entertaining and it has its moments, but I kind of hate the fact that defenses are being left aside and there aren't really as much room to have great defenses anymore because the offenses have so many advantages now. They really do. And I don't want to rant too much about this. I've been talking for a really long time, but those are the two sports that really frustrate me. And um, there are other sports out there that definitely, they stay true to their physicality. Look at hockey. People like to hate on hockey, but hockey is a fucking physical, high speed, greatly paced, awesome sport. I fucking love hockey. Hockey's awesome. So if check out hockey, guys. Hockey's cool, man. If you get a team that you like, follow them, man. Hockey's fun. It's really cool to watch. So there's sports like that are still good, but for the most part, I see a lot of sports really falling to the trend of just softening up. Look at baseball. I'm gonna talk about baseball for a second. Oh my god, baseball has always been soft. It really is. Always been soft. But nowadays, fucking look when A-Rod stepped over that one pitcher's like over the mound. I think it was the Oakland A's they were playing, and he stepped over the mound, and the pitcher's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Step on my mound!" Like, who gives a fuck? You stepped over your mound. In baseball, people get offended by the smallest little things. They're such pussies in baseball. Oh my god, I can't. That's one of the reasons why I don't watch baseball anymore. Oh, it's like if a pitcher accidentally hits another player, and then the other team has to respond and hit that person. Like, dude, grow up, grow the fuck up. And usually they hit somebody that had nothing to do with the play. Like if the pitcher hits your batter, right? You would wait if you're in the National League, you would wait for that pitcher to get up to bat, and then you hit him if you're gonna do it like that. Not hit some random guy, the third or fourth place batter who didn't have anything to do with that particular play. It's ridiculous. It's just these stupid traditions being passed on from different generations, idiotic traditions. I just don't understand. But I'm gonna stop rambling. That's basically my rant about bullshit in sports that I really hate. That softness in sports, I guess you can say, disturbing trends. Which sports? Which things in sports do you really despise? You can talk about any sports you like. Trends in sports that you dislike, things that I talked about in this video. Let me hear all your opinions, guys, in the comment section below. Also, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed this discussion, and subscribe if you haven't already for some more discussions like this and other random shit that comes out of my head on this channel, ZoroFanman124. And that's it for me today, guys. I'm out. Peace.